Staying alive will be the key in Path of Exile 2, to complete the maps and the boss encounters and later on pinnacle bosses, because if you die, you fail the encounter. Luckily, on this channel, we always build to be Tonky, and completed the hardest encounters that the game had to offer. What's up guys? Pidget here. The first ascendancy that caught my attention is Pathfinder. It looks amazing gameplay wise, and I think she has the potential to be Tonky. With the new dodge roll mechanic and shooting while moving, I think this is a perfect choice. Let's break down the Pathfinder ascendancy. In Path of Exile 2, Pathfinder we are getting the Concoction. So if you're not familiar with these ones, there is Explosive Concoction and Poisonous Concoction later on as a Transfigure gem in Path of Exile 1, but we were getting this one built in Pathfinder, and we were getting Fluminating Concoction, Bleeding Concoction. So Fluminating Concoction will inflict shocks on the enemy. The Bleeding Concoction, as the name implies, it will inflict bleed, but I think there will be all the element variant as well, so like fire and poison concoction as well. We will see about this one. Built-in damage increase, and maybe, you know, you can move towards bleed damage as well as a Pathfinder is very surprising and making so much more flexible. The second node is Contagious Conamination. The most damaging poison on enemies you kill is spread to other enemies within 1.5 meters. Well, this is exactly Poison Prolife, but there is a big change if you're comparing to Path of Exile 1 Pathfinder. The most damaging poison, so your strongest poison will be spread. Overwhelming Toxicity. This is the third node. Double the number of poisons you can inflict on enemies, 35% less poison duration. We found a new wording, guys. So double the number of poison you can inflict. So maybe there is poison cap in the game. So like not infinite, that is used to be in Path of Exile 1. So I don't know what is the maximum poison cap without this node, but we will doubling it, so it will be a very stronger maybe, and also implies Pathfinder is still the poison ascendancy that what you want to use when you're using poison as your main damage or that. I already can see poison will be one of our go-to damage type in Path of Exile 2, especially even on League start or you know, the whole game start. That's a pretty good one, and running also with 30 less movement speed penalty when using skills while moving. Well guys, as I said in the intro and even the reverse stream, they told us we can shoot while moving with bows, and this penalty will get reused. This is huge, guys. As I said, always the strongest thing in Path of Exile if you can move and deal damage at the same time, and now we have access to this one. So, and also if you combining with the dodge roll mechanic as well, oh my god, you just literally can be a moving tank that is literally a tank and can move pretty fast at the same time as well. And the next node is so the Relentless Pursuit. Sadly, we don't know where it is, but you immune to slows. And guys, I was always complaining in Path of Exile 1 about the slows. So it's not the stuns or something, no, it's the slows. The slows is the most annoying things in the game, I think personally, because it just slows you. So most of the time, you step in the, you know, delirium mirror, and there is the gray circle or the purple circle that's literally reducing your action speed and slows you down. I can't wait to see this one in action, and also the other nodes, because honestly I a little bit surprised most of the nodes not even giving you too much power on the damage side and defensive side, because I'm not seeing a single ascendancy node yet that is literally says you will take less damage from this one. Only the Infernalist or something like that, but that's also taking life from your pet. So I'm a little bit worrying about this, because if the Ascendancies doesn't have built-in damage reduction, we need to find a way to be tonky in some way. At the same time, we need damage as well. So yeah, I hope Pathfinder will offer some damage nodes as well. But as they said in the review stream, Pathfinder is, you know, still operating with flasks. So I hope not this only this Fluminating Concoction and the Bleed Concoction and all the Concoction stuff. So like you will getting like a life flask charge back, because that would be huge. Because if you guys was paying attention, literally every single boss encounter literally hit like a truck, and you was needed to refill your flask in mid-fight. And honestly guys, I hope we will getting some sort of sustainment on the life flasks, because it will be a pretty cozy to just run around with, you know, in encounters, infinite life flask charges. And if we managing, you know, to hit the sweet spot to not get one shot, but we can recover after that, then it's our time to shine, guys. I can't wait to try out the Pathfinder, see the gameplay, and just, you know, play Path of Exile 2. There are a few interesting notes that you can also take, because this one is inside the Dexterity and Strength area on the tree, and we will have access as a Ranger to this one. So the first one, this is a keystone, guys, so you know, the big ones. Okay, so Bulwark, dodge roll cannot avoid damage, but you take 30% less damage from hits while dodge rolling. So as I heard, there is a few ability attack from the bosses that you can't avoid if you're trying to avoid with the dodge roll. So you need to manually, you know, just dodge, right? But obviously, if you want to face tank something, don't want to do that, right? This is why it's called face tanking. So guys, with this one, we can take less damage from the big hitting abilities if, you know, don't want to dodge, you know, that kind of stuff that we always doing. So this is a very interesting, and again, this is, guys, a keystone. So yeah, but we will see how it turns out. And I think the dodge roll has like a 4 or 5 second cooldown, so maybe it's not worth to, you know, invest points to this, because I don't know about the whole tree. Obviously nobody knows besides GGG, so we will see if we even taking this one, or how the dodge roll it will feels. Because if it feels bad, like I rolled that, you know that excuse most of the time, you know, I think many times you done that, right? I dodged that, I rolled that. With this one, at least we can say, yeah, I rolled that, but we take less damage at least. So the next one is Polymathy, self-explanatory, 10% increased attributes. We also have access to this one, because where we starting? Looks like maybe Pathfinder as or slash Ranger again will be a pretty solid spot on the tree, because in Path of Exile 1, you know guys, Ranger and Shadow had very good starting nodes, very good late game nodes as well. So I think that will be the case as well in Path of Exile 2, but we will see. So only one thing I want to mention here, you know guys, the attributes will be work a little bit differently. So every single node on the tree will be, you know, the traveling nodes will be flexible, so you can change to int, dex, or strength if you need. So obviously, if we reach the requirements for our gems and weapons and armors, we just taking strength, because strength equals more HP. So the next one is Levitation. Very interesting, unaffected by enemy ground effects for 1 second after stamping on them. So what is ground effect? I think there is not enough time in this video to tell you all of them, guys, right? Because slows, poison puddles, burning ground, shock grounds, chill ground, I don't even know what ground, every single ground. It's very annoying, but with this we can at least save up 1 second, and I think 1 second is enough to just run over them and not taking any damage or just slowing us down and so on. Levitation is a pretty good one if it's not you know, cost too much on the traveler side, but we will see as well, as again guys, because we don't know the tree exactly. So the next one is fast metabolism. So life leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled. Overleech, guys. If you played one of my builds, Ethereal Edge Trickster is using the overleech mechanic, and I can tell you it's very good feeling when you have overleech. So like 4 second extra regen or leech is kicking in. It's very good. Obviously, as a ranger, maybe you will not deal enough damage, you know, because if the poison is if you a poison based build, you will not deal enough damage to leech something. But if you are hit based like an elemental and so on, you can utilize maybe this one, because this sounds pretty strong if you ask me. So overleech on the tree, holy moly, guys, it's so overpowered already. But again, we don't know how the, for example, the leech exactly working. Again, maybe it's got changed or something like that, we don't know yet. But it's, if we thinking with Path of Exile 1 brain, this is overpowered. If this would be on the tree in Path of Exile 1, I would immediately annoy this one. The next one is, so there is a few grenade skill related stuff. So like repeating explosion grenades have 20% chance to activate a second time. So the grenade is dealing massive amount of damage or has very very high area effect. So in the gameplays we were seeing so many stuff about this one. So like screen wide explosions. So imagine that you have a small chance to activate again. Cluster bombs grenade skills fire an additional projectile. Obviously additional projectile is always welcome, so that's extra damage, very easy straightforward node. And the next one, multitasking, increase skill effect duration and cooldown recovery rate. First thing, so skill effect duration, I think if the poison is working the same, basically damage increase, especially if you combining with the less duration, this will countering that penalty, and also cooldown recovery rate. I don't know if it affects, for example, the dodge roll, because if it affects, holy moly. So I can see you lowering down like your dodge roll to 3 seconds. Imagine every 3 seconds you will take 30% less damage. That's like 10% damage reduction, right? So that's pretty good. Let's talk about a few words what skill possibly we will use, because we don't know all of the skills right now, but we already can see many options that we can take. So firstly, I would start with the gas arrow. So, you know, creating a cloud of flammable poisonous gas where it lands. Any burning effects or detonator skill will explode the gas cloud, creating fiery explosion. This, from the description, looks like caustic arrow, and also additionally you can make puddle explode. So that would be pretty good clear ability, I think. Even if the, obviously we can't set it right now, we can't see the damage numbers on it, but if this is a damage over time skill as well, we can just play like, you know, good old caustic arrow gameplay, right? And also we can detonate the gas clouds, because guys, don't forget we have the explode the concoction or the burning concoction as well. So we can utilize very easily as a Pathfinder, especially if this skill is dealing pretty huge damage with the explosions, and if the explosion can poison as well. So we will see how it turns out. And the next one is the Poisonburst Arrow. So I'm so ready to see this one. So we were seeing in the gameplay how it works and so on. Fire an arrow that poisons enemies on hit. When it lands, it creates the burst of poison, affecting all enemies around the arrow. So this is like Toxic Rain plus Caustic Arrow, and plus you can inflict poison as well. So this is why I think Pathfinder will be the poison ascendancy. And also this is poison inflicted by this skill is affected by modifiers to skill effect duration. So as we saw earlier, the skill effect duration, it will increase or poison as well. So this is very straightforward, and this is a level 1 gem, so we can use this one on level 1. Okay guys, Rain of Arrows. So also Rain of Arrows is very interesting in Path of Exile 2. So it's literally doing the same that is in Path of Exile 1. So you're shooting up and there is a few arrows in Path of Exile 1. So like 11. And most of the time a few of this is overlapping, and this is where your damage comes. Fires 53 arrows on a 3.6 meter zone. So even if this one is hits like maybe 3 times or 4 times, this could be, as you can see, attack damage multiplier pretty huge if you comparing to the Poisonburst Arrow. But obviously this is level 1, this is level 14, so maybe it will scale better, but already this number is very, very high. So I can see maybe you will just use a Rain of Arrows for just clear. And okay guys, we have 2 more skills. So Toxic Growth. Leap into the air and fire a warrior arrow which causes toxic pulses to sprout from the ground on impact. Guys, this is exactly toxic rate. I'm sorry guys. Caustic arrow toxic rate every single time. Guys, I can't stop myself to think about how this will be working game, but oh my god guys, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. But yeah, so honestly, on the reverse stream when I see this one, I knew this is made for me. So yeah, this is a little, we have a little bit more details about this one. So it has a attack time 8 projectiles, base explosion radius is almost 1 meter, stored poison adds up 1 meter to the base explosion radius. So that's will be, or you know, maybe single target ability, so use this one to just shoot out under the boss. And then because we have skill effect duration, don't forget, so maybe this will be, you know, take up like 7, 8 or 10 seconds till explode. But if it's explode, it will be huge because stored poison grants up to 100% more explosion damage. Obviously we don't know the numbers yet, but guys, it looks like built-in more multiplier on this skill could be very, very huge and satisfying to use. So I can see we can just, you know, not one shot, but 2 or 3 shot a boss with this one. And one more guys, fire an arrow into the air and where it lands after a short delay, causing a plant to sprout up to the impact location. The plant sprouts vines that latch on the nearby enemies, poisoning and slowing them. This exactly toxic rain. This is exactly. But you can have poison on this one, and the base impact radius is almost 1 meter, and this is level 2, so maybe this will, you know, scale, or and obviously or other effects will increasing. So I can see if this has more arrow, or we adding just additional projectiles to it, it can be pretty good single target ability and clear ability as well. So maybe this will be a pretty decent one. Okay, so the attack damage multiplier on this one not too good, but at least there is no attack speed penalty, and it's pretty decent mana cost as well, obviously without support gems. But hey guys, it is what it is. And yeah, and one more, so we got a new gem today. So Withering Presence. Wither duration is 4 seconds, withers enemies in your presence every 2.5 seconds. So what is this means? So guys, this is an aura. Reservation 30 spirits. So you know, we will not reserve any more mana, we will reserve our spirits. So the resource that made for the auras. So 30 spirit is like, you know, not too big of a deal, and it will give you wither. So if this works exactly like the wither in Path of Exile 1, this is 3 damage increase, and obviously we will see guys how or what the defensive auras in the game. And yeah, so obviously I will find the, you know, the fine line between the damage and Tonkiness. This looks like a pretty decent one, especially if the skill effect duration is affecting this, because the withered duration is 4 seconds. So if we can increase this one, I can see we will getting huge withered stacks, and obviously maybe Pathfinder has the same node as well, just inflicting wither, but we will see guys. So I just speculating on this one, but I can see myself using this one. I can't wait to try out Path of Exile 2, especially the Pathfinder guys. I'm so ready. Just please be December 6th. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video about deep diving a little bit more about Pathfinder. And if you have any question or what Ascendancy you very excited to see, let me know in the comment section below. I would like to say thank you for my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks again guys. Thanks for watching. I was Pidget. See you next time.